Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and we've got loads of great stuff to go through today. We've got so many new updates, I'm actually struggling to keep up with it. So before we get into it, we had a giveaway for 20 gems, and it was essentially to go to this video, like, subscribe, and leave a comment with which character or series you want to get featured on a VV app. So I'm going to pull out the comment picker. All we need to do is paste in the URL of the video, and I will filter for duplicates, get YouTube comments. The time right now is 7:56 GMT. And we can start picking a winner now. So we are going to have as our winner Mr. David Efron, Iron Man. It's actually my favorite character from Marvel myself. So Mr. David Efron, let's go to your profile. And we can see in subscriptions, you are definitely subscribed to me. Well done. And I can see you also subscribed to a couple of other YouTubers that I follow. And yes, he's also subscribed to Ecomi. Interesting. Yeah, so David, I will comment and I'll leave below just ask you to reach out to me with your VV app handle, and I'll also include it in the description below. But well done, David, for the winning entry. And we will host more giveaways, so please do like and subscribe to keep updated with those, or if you just want to keep updated with some VV content. Now, we have heard a lot of talk about Ecomi coming to Binance, and I believe that it is inevitable. It will end up on Binance 100%, but there has been a lot of kind of fake tokens, and then people end up believing it, and then they get their hopes and dreams crushed when they find out that this isn't it. And then there are a lot of from my experience, there are a lot of people who trade emotionally. They see some news and then they find out that the news isn't what they expected, and then they sell, and then they trade with emotions, they don't trade with logic. You have to keep real expectations, because I'm just going to go through this Ecomi token on the Binance Smart Chain and exactly why there have been a lot of kind of fake OMI tokens going around. Now, firstly, there is a tag here that says NFT. Now, this doesn't say that this is related to NFTs. It's saying that this is a NFT, I believe. If you click it, it takes us to NFTs. We know that OMI is not an NFT, it's a crypto. They deal with NFTs, but it's not an NFT in itself. Now, they've done a really, really good job at getting the total supply right. They've got, the correct socials as well. But if we have a look here, this is what, really caught me off. Now, they've got this VV deployer account here. And I mean, they've made a very, very good job at trying to make it legit. But then I look here in the contract and it's like pancake swap to OMI 2. I mean, they wouldn't call their token OMI 2. Like, the name here might be Ecomi, but, this to me just screams not quite legit. So that's why I'm saying, guys, you need to do your due diligence, hold off of making any moves. I initially saw this and I thought, okay, we've got something here because they've timed it perfectly. This was listed literally today. And we know that this week they've been building out the platform. Whoever came up with this, I'm going to call this, I believe it's fake. I believe it's a scam. But whoever came up with this, they got the timing perfect. They've got, all the correct looking presentation and everything. But, just to show you guys like how successful these guys can be in scamming. We can see like the activity here. Clearly there must be some people kind of utilizing this, but I would say hold off of making any moves. Be very, very careful. Don't do anything until it's officially announced by Ecomi, and make sure it's announced by their actual official social media, not some fake copycat ones, because there are a lot of scammers in this space. You need to make sure that you yourself are informed, because you have got no one else to blame but yourself if you fall for these scams. Now, what exactly will happen once Ecomi is listed on Binance? And this is a question that a lot of people have been asking, and we can go back to my friend VeVeverse, because VeVeverse was actually listed on Binance this week. It was actually listed yesterday. So what exactly happened to the price? Now, I did share some research before where Binance was one of the few exchanges where I believe on average, the token's price would go up by 15% on average. upon listing, and it will stay around that price level. It won't, pump and dump usually. I mean, you will get somewhat of a pump, but as we can see here, so we were trending at around about average 13 cents that week. And right when we got listed on the 16th, the price went from that kind of 17, 16 cent region to a high of about 27, 28 cents, coming up to 28 cents. And then we had a sell off. So people took profit around there, and we kind of stabilized, found some support around about 22 cents. Now, even though we got support at 22 cents, we were trading around about 13 cents for that week. So that is nearly a 2x right there. And VeChain already has a higher market cap than OMI anyway. So we can expect much bigger moves coming from OMI, to be honest. And this is why I'm saying, if you're at the lows right now, buying at these dips where it's well below 1 cent, then, this is definitely a very, very good setup. Because once it's on Binance, we're going to see some huge, huge moves. Now, along with that is we had a lot of news coming out. We had an interview by Dr. Digen, and he essentially went through what was going to be happening with VV moving forward, and a lot of my speculations were confirmed. This interview is going to be on his Twitch, I believe. If not, it will be on YouTube. But some of the things that were covered is the VVverse is confirmed. Now, the VVverse did actually already have a trademark license. So this is the trademark licensing site for the European Union. Because I know VV had already registered a trademark in the European Union. I did see this before, but I didn't quite know what it was. I just assumed that, it was part of VV. But now that we've got it confirmed, that is, a new kind of universe that they're expanding into, and it is trademarked here. They actually did this back in 2020. So last year summer they had registered it. Well, they filed it for last year summer. It was registered in October 2020. So we know that they had already been planning this well ahead of time, and that's what I really like about VV is they're always on point with planning things well ahead of time. And with an app like this, you can't just enter the market and make things work. It takes years and years of planning and development beforehand. And that goes to my next point is this whole week we had been getting teased Jurassic Park. They've been sharing media on Jurassic Park memes this whole week. And David Yu has confirmed on his Instagram we are getting Jurassic Park, which is actually great. We knew that was coming, and I personally do actually like Jurassic Park, and I'm sure there are a lot of other kind of OG Jurassic Park fans out there as well. And along with that, in the interview with Reese, they had confirmed finally the Master Collector program is coming in Q3, because I made a video on this previously. Check that up below. I explain exactly what the Master Collector program is. And this is why we have issues with predicting Ecomi's price, because a lot of the models out there, they're not valid models, mainly because they're only modeling Ecomi's price appreciation if everything stayed the same. If we had a kind of constantly increasing burn rate, but without factoring in all the other things that could affect burn. And Master Collection is one of those. So Master Collector program, I did cover that in a video, so I won't explain it here. But essentially, that is coming in Q3, and that is going to drive a lot more traffic to the app. So I'm looking forward to that, because this was kind of hinted at back in 2018. It's in the white paper, and now we know it is coming. So along with that, we know that there were some parts to do with the application that people have been questioning. So this video is on their Facebook, and people were kind of asking about this, when is this kind of option coming out to the Master Collector? This was, I think, part of the Master Collector program, like kind of in the early planning stages. So essentially what it is you've got your kind of Ecomi card and image tracking. And this is quite interesting because I have actually, as a software engineer, I've kind of dabbled in various different types of tech. In the past, I have actually worked with augmented reality, mixed reality, virtual reality. I've got videos on my YouTube channel in the past I've uploaded. So here was me playing around with mixed reality. So I've got this kind of double bifocal view because it essentially works with VR goggles. And you can see here, I've got my own kind of like dinosaur, which is being tracked on this image here. The Pokemon are not mine, they're my girlfriend's. And yeah, so it's quite exciting to see. They had also been dabbling with it around about the same time as me, but spatial using, I guess, spatial tracking rather than image tracking for augmented reality is kind of the more advanced way of doing it, and that's what we have right now. But I believe there are still use cases for using image tracking in certain ways. What those are, we'll have to see how creative they get about that. But along with that, we have 2FA coming. So what is 2FA? Two-factor authentication. Most of you are aware of it, but it's essentially authenticating a user using either their device or another method, so text message or email, because we have had people claim that they have been hacked, quotation marks. But there, you can't just grab someone's username and password from wherever it's stored. Like, if you could, they would have detected it, and there was no kind of outside in sort of hacking going on. I have said this before, but anyone who claims they've been hacked, most likely, even if they don't know it, it was a result of some form of phishing scam or some kind of compromise to their system that outside of Ecomi's control. And I see loads of these all the time, these phishing scams. So I always tell people to do their due diligence, double check the website, make sure it's HTTPS, all the standard stuff for internet security. But, you'd be surprised how many people still fall for it. And lastly, one of the other things covered in the interview was a vertical that they're exploring is anime, and people have been questioning exactly what kind of anime we're going to be getting. And my speculation is Shonen Jump, and this is actually something I covered in my previous video based on the licensing that we saw at the Tokyo Expo. And I've got the brochure up here again, and I did actually mention this in my last video as well, so go back and check it out. But I was interested in One Punch Man being there because this was from 2018, this brochure, or 2019, this brochure. And I'm pretty sure they were there as well because similar brands that they currently own were also here, including Powerpuff Girls, including Monster Hunter, including, Ultraman. So One Punch Man was featured, and I did point this out. And One Punch Man being part of Shonen is interesting because we know that a certain person in Ecomi has dealt with Shonen Jump before, and that is Mr. Alfred Kahn or 4Kids. And back in 2006, they did actually get licensing with One Piece, which is part of Shonen Jump. So we know that they have done it before and they can do it again. So there is a lot of stuff cooking for Ecomi, and I am pretty excited. So, like I said before, Ecomi currently is sat at a very, very nice support. There is a lot more volume going on the daily. Obviously, a lot more people selling as well because we do have a lot of whales. And once those kind of big whale bags are sold, Ecomi is going to skyrocket, and that is where I see it going. So we've got some exciting stuff to go through. But last thing is, I believe the app is now technically out of beta on Android. I noticed that they are using Unity for the part of their development, or I believe some of the development, and it is easier to develop on Android. You have to kind of release separately for iOS, which is a bit trickier from my experience using Unity. But on the Android version of the app, the beta sign is gone. So I believe the marketplace is coming this month, and we have that big announcement as well. So loads of stuff to look forward to, guys. But like always, I will keep you guys updated with anything I hear. Please do like and subscribe to support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.